Mali, a landlocked nation in West Africa, is facing a profound crisis. The country is grappling with a complex web of challenges. These include poverty, ethnic tensions, and the rise of Islamist militancy. This volatile mix has created fertile ground for political instability. In recent years, Mali has witnessed a disturbing trend: the resurgence of military intervention in politics. Two coups d'état in 2020 and 2021 have shattered the fragile democracy that had been painstakingly built since the overthrow of Moussa Traoré's dictatorship in 1991. Colonel Assimi Goïta, a shadowy figure who emerged from the ranks of the Malian armed forces, has become the face of this new era of military rule. Goïta was a key player in both coups, orchestrating the overthrow of democratically elected governments. He now heads a military junta that has promised a return to civilian rule, but many Malians and international observers remain deeply skeptical of the junta's intentions. The junta's grip on power seems to be tightening, and the hopes for a swift return to democracy are fading. The international community has condemned the coups and called for a return to constitutional order. The Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS, has imposed sanctions on Mali, demanding a clear timetable for elections. However, the junta has resisted these calls, arguing that it needs time to address the country's deep-seated problems before handing over power to civilians. The situation remains tense and uncertain, with the Malian people caught in the middle of a power struggle between the military and those who yearn for democracy. The streets of Bamako, Mali's bustling capital, have become a stage for a dramatic showdown. In recent weeks, thousands of Malians have taken to the streets to voice their anger and frustration with the military regime. These protests, a vibrant expression of the Malian people's enduring desire for freedom and democracy, have injected a new sense of urgency into the political crisis. They represent a direct challenge to the military's authority and a beacon of hope for those who refuse to accept military rule. The protests erupted in early May 2025, sparked by the junta's decision to dissolve all political parties. This move, widely seen as a blatant power grab, ignited a firestorm of criticism. Protesters representing a diverse cross-section of Malian society poured into the streets, their chants of "Down with dictatorship" and "Long live democracy" echoing through the city. The demonstrations, initially peaceful, have sometimes been met with a heavy hand from the security forces, raising fears of a violent crackdown. Despite the risks, the protests have continued, a testament to the courage and determination of the Malian people. The protesters are demanding a return to constitutional order, the release of political prisoners, and a clear timetable for elections. Their message is clear: they will not be silenced, and they will not rest until democracy is restored in Mali. The international community is watching closely, urging the Malian authorities to respect the right to peaceful assembly and to engage in dialogue with the opposition. In a move that sent shockwaves through Mali and beyond, the military junta announced the dissolution of all political parties, effectively banning political activity in the country. This drastic measure, unveiled on state television by Mamani Nassire, the Minister of Political Reforms, marked a significant escalation of the junta's crackdown on dissent. The decree, signed by Colonel Assimi Goïta himself, prohibits all political parties and related organizations from operating within Mali. The junta has attempted to justify its actions by claiming that the dissolution of political parties is necessary to reform the political landscape, reduce the number of parties, and potentially end public funding for them. They argue that the current political system is dysfunctional and corrupt, and that a period of military-guided reform is needed to create a more stable and prosperous Mali. However, these explanations have been met with widespread skepticism. Critics view the move as a blatant attempt to consolidate power, silence opposition, and pave the way for long-term military rule. The dissolution of political parties has further dimmed hopes for a swift return to democracy in Mali. The junta had previously promised to hold elections in February 2022, but these were indefinitely postponed, citing technical reasons. The junta has given no indication of when or if new elections will be held, leaving the country in a state of political limbo. The international community has condemned the junta's actions, calling for the immediate reinstatement of political parties and a clear timetable for a return to civilian rule. The future of democracy in Mali hangs precariously in the balance. The international community has not remained silent in the face of the escalating crisis in Mali. Human Rights Watch, a leading international NGO, has played a crucial role in documenting and exposing the deteriorating human rights situation under the military regime. Human Rights Watch has released reports detailing allegations of grave abuses committed by Malian soldiers, and even more concerning, fighters from the Russian Wagner Group, a private military company with close ties to the Kremlin. These reports paint a grim picture of extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearances, and torture, raising serious concerns about the junta's commitment to upholding human rights. The Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS, a regional bloc of 15 West African countries, has also taken a strong stance against the coup and the subsequent crackdown on democracy. ECOWAS has imposed sanctions on Mali, including travel bans and asset freezes on junta leaders, in an effort to pressure the military to relinquish power and restore constitutional order. However, the effectiveness of these sanctions has been limited by the junta's defiance and the lack of a united front within ECOWAS itself. Despite the challenges, the Malian people, both at home and in the diaspora, continue to resist the military regime and fight for their democratic rights. Civil society organizations, student groups, and ordinary citizens are mobilizing, organizing protests, and demanding a return to democracy. Their resilience and determination offer a glimmer of hope in these dark times. The international community must stand in solidarity with the Malian people and continue to exert pressure on the junta to respect human rights, release political prisoners, and initiate a genuine and inclusive transition to democratic rule. The fight for democracy in Mali is far from over. Thank you for joining us in exploring the ongoing struggle for democracy in Mali. The path to freedom and human rights is fraught with challenges, but the resilience and determination of the Malian people continue to inspire hope. Please subscribe to our channel for more updates on Mali's fight for democracy and other important global issues. Click the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos. Your support helps us bring you stories that matter. Together, we can raise awareness and stand in solidarity with those fighting for their rights. Thank you for watching.